I tried sniping CS2 skins for 1 week and made. My name is Sean and I tried CS2 skins in order to make a profit, and I try to teach other people the same while bringing you the actual data. So let's get started with this video. So here are the video chapters of today's video. First of all, I'm gonna break down how does sniping skins work, then the full breakdown on how I sniped all of these skins, the exact method that I used. Then third of all, the results for every single day. So I did this for 7 days. So from Monday to Sunday, I did this, and I'm gonna give you the full results. Then the total profits and the future plan plus some advice if you're gonna be doing the same. So let's get started. There is a Discord server in the description if you have any questions. Join that one. Skinland is today's sponsor, and they're also sponsoring you with a free $10 on your first trade when using my code Billy or when you click the link in the description. And let me now tell you the best part. Thanks to their new trading system, you can now cash out skins instantly. No need to wait for the 7-day trade hold. Just select the skins you want to sell, click on sell, and that's how easy it is. They've also got tons of payout options to choose from. They've also teamed up with Team Vitality, one of the biggest names in CS2, in order to bring you the lowest prices when buying skins and the highest prices when instantly selling your skins on Skinland. And their marketplace is full of the best skins at the lowest prices. For example, the buy in a Tiger Tooth Factory New usually goes for about $450 on Steam, while you can buy this skin for about $330 on Skinland. And for now, let's continue to the video. Alright, here's a short explanation of how sniping skins works exactly. So essentially the whole thing is, for example, here is the skin called the AK-47 Searing Rage. And right here the skin has a specific price on Steam, because every single skin starts on Steam, okay? So this will have a price on Steam. And I don't know what the price is for the skin, but let's say we're gonna say like $30 just to give an example. So let's say this skin is $30 on Steam. Well, there is two main problems with Steam. So the first problem is gonna be that there's a 15% selling fee. So essentially, if you're going to sell your skin on Steam, you're going to lose a lot of money. And then second of all, there is no cash out option. You cannot directly turn your Steam money into real money. So therefore, as people are trading skins or sniping skins or they're looking to sell their skins, they almost never use the Steam market unless they want to buy new skins on the Steam market, or they want to buy some games, or they're just a player who don't know how this works. So then the second option is to have third-party markets. The biggest one, which you probably know, is CS Float. And then these will have all different prices. So for example, on CS Money, it can be $25. On Traded, it can be $22. And these markets we would call the Western markets. But the biggest problem you will see is that all of these prices will be very much different. For example, CS Float could be $20, Skimboard could be $28, D-Market $25. So there's not really a good price, and you could try to take an average price, which for example could be like $24, but it's really hard to get an actual price. But some of these platforms will also have higher fees or withdrawal fees that you don't know of. So this is also a bad way to get the price of an item. And then lastly, we have the Chinese markets, and this is the way that everyone price checks their items, because these markets, the biggest one is Buff163, and the one that we are going to be selling on is called upin898.com. It's called Upin. If you search this out on YouTube, you will see a lot of tutorials on how to get an account on this. It's pretty easy, but the one that I mostly use is called Buff163. You probably already know the site if you've bought on here 2 years ago, but right now it's banned for Westerners. But this market, it will have these two things. So on average, it will have the lowest prices and it will have the biggest volume, okay? Compared from the Chinese markets to the Western markets, the Chinese markets are always lower in price on average, and they also always have more volume, okay? This is with most skins. For some skins, it can be different. For example, this skin could then be like $21 on Buff163, but it's $20 on CS Float, so it could be cheaper there. But usually what you will see is that this is called the 100% buff price. Then this is usually like 105%, so you're paying 5% extra. And Steam is very different for each items, but it's usually like 120 to 130% extra. So essentially how sniping works, if a skin is $100 on Buff163, it means that it's the 100% of the real value of the skin. Then the skin could be about $105 on the Western markets and maybe like $120 on Steam, okay? So what all we're trying to do is take this $100 and then buy it for about, let's say like 92% to 93% of the value, which is about a $7 discount. So we're then trying to buy the skin for about $93 to $92. You're basically looking for skins that are underpriced like this one and then trying to sell it for the normal market price. That's the whole strategy. Okay, let me now give you a full breakdown on how I exactly snipe these skins. Alright, and the thing about this video is that this video is based on another video which I made 2 days ago, which was called I tried sniping CS2 skins for 1 hour, here's how much profit I made. And in that video I explained exactly how you can snipe these skins and I gave a full tutorial, but unfortunately unfortunately, that video is removed by YouTube and they will not put it back on. So I think I'll give you a short explanation in this video, and I'll make another video about this in full details, and I hope YouTube doesn't remove it. Basically, on the results of my older video, here's all the data of every single skin market where you can try to snipe skins, and then every single profit which I got on this market. So essentially, every day I try to buy $1,000 and I try to find the most profitable items on every single market to spend about $1,000 every day and see how much profit I can make. So all of these markets is which I used, and here's how I did that. So I use something which is called Price Empire, and if you go to this website and you go to apps and then to price comparison, you can exactly compare the prices of different markets. So here's what I would do. So I would compare from the market I'm going to buy it, and here I would just choose from this whole list. You can check literally any market. So I would click on one of these markets where I would buy skins at. For example, we can choose something like CS Float, and then I would compare this to the bottom security price. And you have two choices. You can compare it to the lowest listing price or the buy order price. Now I would always go with the buy order price, but you can also compare the lowest listing price. But what you will see is that a lot of the skins seem very profitable, but they actually aren't. So it's gonna take you a little bit longer of time. So just to keep this video simple, I'm gonna put it at buy order, because then the profits that you see are gonna be much more legitimate. And then I would blacklist capsules, stickers, and cases. You write capsule, then comma, sticker, comma, case. Then for price age, I would put 12 hours, minimum steam volume at 0, quantity at 0, liquidity at 25. The minimum ROI doesn't matter, and the max ROI at 50%. And then for me, I put the minimum price at $8 and the maximum price at $800, and the fee I keep it at 0%. Now in this way, we can see exactly how much of a discount we can buy the skin set on CS Float compared to Buff on 63. And then all I would do is go through every one of these skins. I would check to see, for example, I would open up the page and check if this item is actually a good deal or not. So I would go to any random skin. For example, I would open the CS Float page of this skin and the Buff on 63 page. So right here, we can see the CS Float page. We can see it's $10.5 right here. And then I would go to Boston Street. I'll see we can sell it for $11.5. So this should technically be a $1 free profit. And then of course, I will take a look at the price trend to see if this item has recently gone up. So you can see this one has recently gone up a lot. So you have to be careful with buying this item. But essentially, this is all that I did. And I'm trying to find as many items that weren't recently going up in price, okay? So almost all items in this video are going to be pretty safe to buy. Okay, so on screen right now, we're going to see the spreadsheet where I literally listed every single item which I bought this week. So this spreadsheet should also be in the description. If it's not, then write a comment and I'll probably put it in there. But essentially, here you can see every single market on which I bought skins, the date purchased, the price, the buff buy order price, the listing price of today, and then the percentage compared to the buff buy order price and how much profit I should make. And then it's literally for every single market at which I bought skin set. And then right here, there's a section called 7 days results. And here we're going to see the data for every single day. Okay, so let's start off with 15 December. On 15 December, I bought on two markets, on skins.com and on trade.dgg. About $180 on skins.com for about 7.8% profit and $800 on trade.dgg for about 30% profit. I mentioned this in my video, which got removed from YouTube, but essentially I bought a lot of these one skin, which was the 45 Primal Saber, and I can trade this up into a red skin, which was a good profit of about 13%, and these skins should get tradable about tomorrow. So in total on this day, about $995 of skins. I can sell them for about $1,000, 117, which is about 12% profit or $120 of profit in this day. Now, one thing to tell you guys is that this is after the fees, and this is also not including the lowest listing price. So every price I mentioned in this video and every profit is based on the buy order price. So every single profit should be about 10 to 20% higher, because always the buy order price is much lower than the lowest listing price. So every profit which I mentioned in today's video is going to be about 10 to 20% lower, and it's also going to have the fee included, because a lot of people think I don't include the fee, but I do include the buying fee, but not for every market I deposit with fiat. Sometimes I sell skins on the market in order to get rid of the depositing fee, okay? So you have to think about this. So everything is without the fees because I don't use that fee. So either there's the fee included or I don't use the fee, okay? Now, for the second day, 16 December, I bought $200 on skins.com for about the same profit. Then on TradeGB, I only bought $200, but I mostly bought my skins on listskins.com, $680 for about 7% profit on 16 December. I basically bought a lot of knives, and yeah, as you can see, M9 Bayonet Rust Code, Nomad Knife Rust Code. A lot of these Rust Codes were pretty goodly priced, and also this Kokuli knife. So I bought a lot of these knives on 16 December on list skins. Total $1,084, 116 $1,100 if I can sell them. About an 80% profit or $80 of profit. Pretty good for one day. Then on 17th December, I bought at a lot of markets, just a little bit. $300 on skins, 200 on 100 on Trader.gg with a pretty big profit. Then 7.5% profit on list skins, $140. CS money, $400, 11% profit, pretty nice. Rapid skins, 8% profit. In total, this was the highest buying day, almost the highest buying day. $1,100 bought, $1,200 I can sell it for, almost 10% profit or $100. That's pretty clean. On 18th December, we have the same. I bought on a lot of markets. Skins.com, Trader.gg, $250 on CS float, CS money, rapid skins, and that should be all. Same as yesterday, $10% profit or $113. Then on 19th December, it was a little bit less. I couldn't find that many deals. I also wasn't home at this time, so only about $20 on Traded and on White. And then on CS Float, I bought $100 and on list skin $60. But on CS Money, I managed to buy about $415 with a 9% profit. So that's how I got most of my profit. Only $50, but still $50 is some money. Then we got skins.com and trade.gg on 20 December. Skins only $60. At the end of the week, skins.com wasn't that good. And then trade.gg was about $200 or 10% profit. CS Money once again coming in clutch with $600 with a 10% profit. So in total, I got about 10% profit, $85. And the last day, which is today, which is 21 December, I honestly couldn't find that many skins, but I also didn't check that often. I only checked it one time. So on CS Float, I only bought $135, and on Rapid Skins, I bought about $400, which came in clutch today. If I didn't find the skins on Rapid Skins, I probably wouldn't have bought anything else. So only $500, but still $50 of profit. So that's pretty nice. So let's now take a look at the total results in 1 week. So boom. Here it is. So you're going to see the market, so skins.com, Trader.gg, etc. Then how much I bought in total on the 7 days. Then how much the buy order is in total in the 7 days. So boom, here are the total results. So in total, in 1 week of sniping CS2 skins, I was able to snipe about $6,361. In total, I could sell this for about $7,000 to the lowest buy order right now. In total, I should get about $630 of profit this week, and that should be about a 10% profit. Not bad results. I also made a graph right here where you can see every single market. So you can see the profit share. So you can see the biggest markets were Trader.gg, CS Money, then a little bit on skins.com, a little bit on Rapid Skins, list skins a little bit, and then CS Float and Wide Market were basically nothing, okay? They were only 7% and Wide Market was 0.4%. Then here you can see the buy order, the expected profit, and then the profit in percentage. So even though I bought lower on some of these markets, the profit is roughly the same. Only list skins had a lower profit of 7%. And then CS Float 12.5%. So list skins and skins.com, they had about a 7% profit. And the rest of these markets, you can see they have 12%, 11%, 10%, 10%. And one thing I noticed with every single one of these markets is that every single market had basically the same profit for each skin. Like almost every single skin was the same profit. On skins.com, it was almost always 7% profit. On Trader.gg was usually 10, 11% profit. Wide market, okay, that's only one deal. CS Float usually was about like 8, 9% profit. List skins also about 6 to 8% profit. CS Money was always about 10% profit. And Rapid Skins, that is just a little bit random, okay? But that's a pretty cool thing I noticed on every one of these markets. All right, let me quickly tell you the future of this video and the future of this plan. So what I'm gonna do, so I'll be looking to make one of these full guides. If you do want this, then like the video and I'll know if you like it. Second of all, I want to do this for 30 days. So I'm gonna literally do the same spreadsheet and then I'm gonna just do it for 30 days. I don't know if I can keep up with it every day buying $1,000, but we'll see how this works. So my plan would be to do this for 30 days to see the actual results and add a little bit more markets. Now this will only be the markets with crypto because I don't want to mess around with banks right now. So for all the crypto markets, 30 days, I think this will give us like the total results and we'll know exactly which markets to buy at. And then second of all, my advice would be, third of all, is every single market, so market 1, 2, 3, every single market has different advantages, okay? So for this one, you could maybe better buy cheaper skins. For this one, it's better with knives. Then for this one, it's maybe better with buying low floats. So what I would recommend you is to find out every single market. I'm not going to tell you this because I want people to find it out themselves, to find out what the exact advantage is of every single market, and then try to and then try to alter your strategy at only buying, for example, cheap skins on this market, expensive skins on this market, if you want a high profit on this one. One thing I noticed after the 7 days that every market have this different advantages and you need to take advantage of it. So for the next 30 days, I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to change my strategies, and this is one thing you need to adapt in order to get more profit. And I think I'm going to get a lot more profit if I do this.